Welcome, welcome, one and all, in here, out there, down there, up there, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. I gotta ask you a quick question. Before we start off the proceedings of the evening, let me ask you, anyone fly in to see tonight's show? All right. Well, you're walking home. Because it's been a tough couple of days for the airline industry. Last Friday, an Alaska Airlines plane had to make an emergency landing after a door panel popped off at 16,000 feet. But here's the deal. The NTSB, or NUTSUB, has released its preliminary findings on the door popping off, announcing the panel on the plane may not have been properly attached. You think? It reminds me of the NTSB's groundbreaking report on the Hindenburg. Kaboom! The good news. Now, the good news is that the bolts that should have held the door in place may not have come loose, as was previously feared, okay? The bad news is it's possible the bolts were never even installed. Now, I know that sounds like a major screw-up, but they were just following the instructions. Put door on plane, wonder why you have leftover bolts, enjoy unlimited legroom. Now, in response to this fiasco, the FAA has grounded all 200 Boeing MAX 9 planes in the United States, saying it could take 4 to 8 hours to inspect each plane. Well, I think I speak for all travelers when I say, take your time. Okay? Do not rush. Be thorough. We'll be at the Chili's, too, pounding Spiceritas. Obviously, this is bad news for Boeing. So far this week, their stock is down 10%. Well, maybe their stock wouldn't have fallen if they'd remember to put the bolts on it. It's also the bolts on it. The bolts on it. It's also bad for Alaska Airlines, who knew there was a problem with this plane, but kept using it anyway. A representative said that this weekend that the airline had been warned 3 times before the Friday flight about problems with cabin pressure, and those warnings were significant enough that the airline had decided the plane could no longer be used on flights to Hawaii. Sure, we wouldn't want the plane to crash into the ocean. Much safer for it to crash over a densely populated city. Maybe somebody could catch it. Get a bunch of people stretch out a big blanket. Speaking of crashing disasters, Donald Trump. He was in court again today, and it wasn't for the porn star spank cover-up or the steal the election in Georgia or the my business is a complete fraud in New York. It's the violent overthrow of the government one, right? Okay. He was in a D.C. appeals court hearing about a challenge to Jack Smith's January 6th case. You see, Trump's lawyers are arguing the Constitution affords him total immunity from prosecution for any actions he undertook as president. Yeah. So it's not just the insurrection, it's anything. Stealing documents, bludgeoning Puerto Ricans with paper towels. He won't lose his security deposit for the wall ketchup. Now, the judges seemed somewhat skeptical of this insane idea, and one of them posed a logical hypothetical.
In your view, could a president sell pardons or sell military secrets? Those are official acts, right? It's an official act to grant a pardon. It's an official act to communicate with a foreign government. Could a president order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival?
Hold on, Your Honor. Could you please slow down? Okay. Sell pardons. Yeah, okay. Assassination card. Ass. How many? Quick question. How many asses in assassination? This is all great. Keep them coming. No bad ideas in a brainstorm. Here we go. Now, Trump's lawyer clearly did not want to answer this question, but the judge insisted.
I asked you a yes or no question. Could a president who ordered SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival who was not impeached would he be subject to criminal prosecution?
If he were impeached and convicted first. And
So your answer is no.
To recap, Trump's lawyers are arguing that the president, who is currently Joe Biden, could order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate his political rival, who is currently Donald Trump. That is a weird position. That is a really weird position for your lawyer to take.
Your Honor, there is nothing in any law book that would prevent you from taking that gavel right now and smashing my client's skull like a Brazil nut. Then scooping out his delicious brain meat. The law allows it and I demand it for the love of God. Smash his skull. Yum, yum. Yum, yum.
So to recap, or to re-recap, Trump and his lawyers are arguing that the president ought to be able to murder his political opponents and then cannot be prosecuted unless he gets impeached. Our commander-in-chief has godlike powers over life and death as long as his party controls the Senate. And I just want to say, please vote. I've said... Thank you. And I've just said a lot of things about this guy, and I want to live to see the next Avatar movie, okay? I want to know what color the Na'vi are this time. Teal? What do they hook their ponytails up to now? Do they have sex with rainbows? I want to know. Now, for those of you who buy the argument that you have to impeach the president in order for him to face criminal justice, I want to remind you exactly what Mitch McConnell said in order to avoid convicting Trump for January 6th.
Impeachment was never meant to be the final forum for American justice. We have a criminal justice system in this country. We have civil litigation. And former presidents are not immune from being accountable by either one.
And now, 3 years later, as American democracy sits on the precipice of destruction, Mitch McConnell stands on the ramparts and defiantly says, Here's the thing. Trump attended this hearing today voluntarily. He did not have to be there. But over the weekend, he complained to his supporters in a fundraising email about how annoying it was to face consequences, saying, "Twice in this final week, I will be forced off the campaign trail and into courtrooms for phony witch hunts in both New York and Washington, D.C. I've instructed my team to ship any patriot who contributes $47 or more to peacefully defend our movement, their very own official Trump 2024 calendar for free." Yes, it's totally free. It's totally free. It's all part of his New Year's sale. Buy one, get that one for $47. Now, wow. How we doing over there? Doing okay over there? Good to hear it. You guys doing okay?
We're doing good.
Doing fine. You guys okay? All right. Hey, now last night, you all right? Last night, Trump sat down for an interview with former Fox News personality and the best the embalmer could do on a budget, Lou Dobbs. Trump kicked off the conversation by paying Lou a compliment.
I've been your friend and I've been your watcher. I would watch you all the time, and I still do whenever I can.
Okay, that's a little creepy. I see you when you're sleeping. I know when you're awake. I know you've been Lou or Dobbs, and I know your hair dyes fake. Trump also... Trump also whined about the Russia investigation and how he wished then Attorney General Bill Barr had done a little more to shut it down.
Barr was a coward. He didn't have the courage to do what he should have done. When they said they were going to impeach him, he became a marshmallow. A big marshmallow.
Really sounds like somebody forgot to eat before the interview. He became a big marshmallow. So I thought one bite couldn't hurt. Then a Secret Service agent tried to stop me, but, and you won't believe this, at the last minute, the agent became a giant turkey leg, you know, with those little flavor lines coming off him. And that's when I saw the pie on the windowsill and started floating toward it like a hobo. We got a great show for you tonight. My guests are Dale King and Charles Barkley. And from the Bear, it's cousin Evan Moss Backrack. And when we come back,